Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kate and today I'm going to do a book talk on the Did I Mention I Love You series by Estelle Maskame. So in this series there are 3 books: Did I Mention I Love You, Did I Mention I Need You, and Did I Mention I Miss You. I read them all this month in February on my phone on iBooks and I got through them pretty fast. I read all 3 in maybe one week, maybe 2. I want to start off by saying that I did really enjoy the series. I liked it and I was really frustrated at some things, which I'll talk about later, but on the whole, great book, YA romance, funny in parts, really touching in other parts, and I think Estelle Maskame did a really good job. I think it's worthy to note that DIMILY, Did I Mention I Love You, started as a Wattpad story, which Estelle started writing when she was 13, and she had written all 3 books by the time she was 16. So that told me to, you know, not be too critical, because this is a teenage girl writing these books, and for a teenage girl they're really quite well written and good stories. So I mean, I applaud her for that, because I mean, she did a great job. I think because of that, I'm able to, you know, let go of some things that really frustrated me and, you know, focus and think, wait, this is like a 13 to 16-year-old, give her a break. But overall, I liked it. So to start, I'll give a little non-spoilery overview of the plot, just so you can get a feel of the story if you haven't already read it. So the first book essentially follows Eden, a 16-year-old girl whose parents are divorced. She lives with her mother in Portland, Oregon, and for the summer she is going to move to Santa Monica, California to spend the time with her dad and his new family. So Eden's dad's new family is his wife Ella, Chase, who I'm pretty sure is 12, Jamie, who I think is 14, and then there is 17-year-old Tyler, who is the bad boy. I mean, he is causing trouble left, right and center, and yeah, stuff happens. And the first book follows Tyler and Eden's growing relationship. Tensions arise, connections are made, and well, it's a YA romance, and yes, they do fall in love. And that is a problem because yes, they are step siblings. And then that fuels a lot of the tension and the problems in the story which our characters have to face. So the 3 books take place over a 3-year time period, and it follows Eden and her relationship with her family and her friends, and of course her relationship with Tyler over the period of 3 years. So now I'm going to get into more of a spoilery discussion of the book. So if you haven't read it and you want to and you don't want to be spoiled, then maybe click off, but if you just want to watch it and don't care, then go ahead. So I'm going to start off by saying that Eden and Tyler's romantic relationship and their being step-siblings never really bothered me. I get it's controversial, like they're related, but they're not related by blood. I didn't really understand, you know, the hype of it being so bad. They're 16 and 17, they're practically adults, and I don't really see anything wrong with it. So just putting that out there. So let's talk about these characters. So, homegirl Eden. Okay, let's talk about her. Not gonna lie, she frustrated me quite often. I remember, like, I was maybe 5 pages into the first book, and I was like, oh man, how am I gonna get through 3 books hating the main character? I didn't like her at first. I just immediately thought she was whiny and a bit of a brat. I don't know, that was my first impression of her, but I will say that she does grow on me. She does get less annoying in my opinion, and she's not that bad. And at the end of the day, I really, really did like Eden. One thing I want to touch on though is her like disordered eating. Now I wouldn't say that Eden has an eating disorder. I don't think it's that serious, but I have never ever read a book like where the characters' eating habits are described so thoroughly. And like, she's such, I don't know, she like wastes all this food and doesn't eat. She's like, oh, I'm worried, I'm not eating that, I'm not eating that, I won't have a shot of caramel in my coffee, you know, it'll make me fat. Like, and I get it, like, yeah, you know, like, don't eat too much, but she's not even supposed to be massive. I don't think she runs every day. I don't have a problem with that. Like, exercise every day is good. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm wondering, like, did Estelle mean to have her having disordered eating habits? Like, is that something she wanted to explore, or is it just something she put in, like, for teenage girls to show, like, that some girls are interested in restricting their eating? I don't know. I was just a little confused because I thought maybe that they'd build on it, like she'd deal with it, but it was kind of just always there and never dealt with seriously. And like, Eden says she was going into psychology, and she does study psychology at Chicago in the 3rd book. So I mean, does she not pick up on her unusual habits? I don't know. Maybe other people didn't notice that, but I definitely did, and that's something that really annoyed me about her. One thing also, like her cheating on Dean in the 2nd book because she loves Tyler. I mean, I get it. It's not like usual cheating, I guess, because she does feel that pressure that she can't be with Tyler. She's like between a rock and a hard place, but she still has feelings for Dean. I do think the situation could have been dealt with in a better way. I don't think she had to hurt Dean so badly. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm not totally mad at her, but I mean, Dean was the nicest character in this book, and he got like dogged. Dean deserved better. I'm going to say that to the grave. At the end of the day, Eden's a nice girl. She's a good person. I mean, she loves the people around her. So yeah, even though she frustrated me a lot, I did like her, and at the end of the day, I wanted her to be happy, I wanted her to be successful, and I wanted her to get Tyler and to, you know, live her best life. And now Tyler, our bad boy, and in the later books, our reformed bad boy. I love that trope so much. I mean, I'm a massive fan of After by Anna Todd, and like Hardin is the ultimate reformed bad boy, and I definitely saw a lot of Tyler. Like, Hardin Tyler, kind of the same. Which, you know, I'm sure is a massive trope, but it just made me think, oh, Hardin, my baby. But yeah, the first thing, when I got into the 2nd books and stuff, the first thing that came to mind was like, Tyler is such a softie. Like, once he became really like compassionate and got over his drugs and his abuse and everything, he was just like such a softie. And I can't think back to the 1st book and imagine him being so cruel to Eden and to everyone around him. Like, that's just out of character for him to me now. And yeah, I like Tyler. I love Tyler. Their little tattoos are the cutest thing. How he writes on a Converse, and he's so sweet in New York to her. Like, the home run in the baseball stadium, I was like, I love him. But yeah, Tyler's really cute, and you know, his whole redemption arc, and you know, him opening the youth center, and you know, reconnecting with his dad and helping other people out. I want Tyler to succeed. I really, like, you know, when you just ship a character so much, I ship Tyler. I want him to be happy, and I realize that Eden makes him happy, and I think that's one of the reasons why I grew to love Eden so much, because she helped Tyler a lot. One thing that I was really mad about at Tyler though is how after Did I Mention I Need You, when they literally tell everyone they need to tell about the relationship, then he decides to leave Eden. And I understand why he did it, like it's explained in Did I Mention I Miss You, and even Eden understands. But I do think that was a dick move. I don't think he should have left Eden to deal with everything by herself. I think, yeah, I know it was necessary, but at the same time it was so unnecessary. And I think that Eden should have actually gotten a bit more mad with him in Did I Mention I Miss You. I mean, like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm mad, but she never says that to him. She says it in her head. I think she says it out loud once, and then once, you know, he tells his story, you know, she forgives him, which I understand. But I mean, I could have dealt with a little more fire. I mean, if someone played that card on me, God, Eden, like, come on, we are like raising up war. I'm not letting him get away with that. But yeah, I do believe Tyler and Eden are endgame, I guess. They are a very, very well suited couple. They help each other out. I mean, they heal each other. They'll never be like Hardin and Tessa in my eyes, but I mean, they're pretty good. Some secondary characters I liked. Well, like I said, I love Dean. I think he's so cute. the $5 bill. Oh, I loved the thing about the $5 bill. That was one of my favorite parts of the whole story. I thought that was the dang cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I loved it. Rachel, like, she's kind of like the typical valley girl, I guess. I mean, I liked her. She was nice. She was good to Eden, and I didn't have any problems with her. When I started reading, I was like, Rachel and Amelia are literally the same person. And then Amelia went away, and then she came back, and I was happy. But yeah, I liked Rachel. Thought she was good. Tiffany's crazy. Tiffany's a crazy bitch, like psychotic, and she doesn't stop being psychotic. I mean, like, she'll never stop. She's crazy. Oh, I loved Ella, like Tyler's mom. I love how at the end it like gets revealed that Ella kind of knew about them all along, and she full on shipped them all along. She wanted them to be together. Like, she doesn't care that they're step siblings. I love that. I think it's so cute. David, oh, Eden's dad, I hated him. He is disgusting. He is the rudest person ever. I was so mad at him. Like, how he has the audacity to be mad at Eden for falling in love with like a boy practically her age when he left his family for 3 freaking years. I don't understand. I was baffled. A character that I also actually thought was done really well, and like, hats off to Estelle for this, but Jamie, like, I think his character, he grew as a character, but kind of like in the opposite direction, like in a negative kind of way. But I think it was done really well. He starts out in the first book, you know, being so bubbling and so helpful. He loves Eden. He loves Tyler, even though Tyler's like a homewrecker kind of. But yeah, he loves his siblings. And then, did I mention I Need You? When they come back from New York, he's so excited at the airport with them. You know, he's got a girlfriend, he's driving his car, and he's so cute. And I'm like, God, Tyler, Jamie, I'm like, Jamie, I love you, you're so cute. And then he finds out the news, and he does a complete 180, and he absolutely hates Eden, and he absolutely hates Tyler. And it's kind of sad, because I actually thought, like, oh, it won't be a problem. Like, Jamie's gonna ship them, Jamie's gonna love them. And I think it's actually really good that Estelle chose to have him have the opposite reaction, because it was a surprise to me. And thinking about it, yeah, it probably would have made his life a bit difficult. People would be talking about it, and, you know, not fair on him. So I think that was a really good choice by Estelle. So yeah, I liked Jamie, and I hope that in the future he can come to love Tyler and Eden as a couple. Emily and Snake in Did I Mention I Need You and in the third book. They're so cute. I actually thought that Eden was gonna be like in a relationship with Tyler, and so when I first started reading, I was like, nah, I don't like you. Tyler and Eden are endgame. I don't like you because you're gonna get with Tyler, and I don't want that. But she didn't. She ended up being, you know, just a beauty, just a really, really beautiful girl, which I really liked. I like seeing, you know, girls being friends and supporting one another and all that. And Snake was funny. Like, I just imagined him with his Boston accent, and yeah, I thought he was really cool and great addition to the story. I reckon my favorite book is definitely Did I Mention I Miss You? I just think it tied in everything so perfectly. And I always think about, you know, in books with an ending, I'm like, it's good if it's literally the best possible like way it could have worked out. And that's how I felt it was in Did I Mention I Miss You? I think it worked out in the best possible way. I mean, it was Tyler and Eden back in like Portland. Like, what? That I've got to say, I was shooketh. Like, I was so happy. Cause like, I'm the kind of person, I read all these books, and a lot of them are actually set in Portland, Oregon. And so in my mind, it's like in my subconscious, all right, Portland equals a cool place. Portland equals trendy. Portland is good. And then Eden comes in the first book saying, oh, Portland's disgusting. I hate it. It's so boring. Like, there's nothing in Portland. And then, so I'm kind of sitting there like, okay, is something going to change? Like, I'm thinking Portland is so cool. And then in Did I Mention I Miss You? She's like, where have you been? And then Tyler says Portland, and I died. I was cracking up so hard because I knew right there. And I was like, Estelle, okay, I see you. I see what you're doing, and I love it. Like, I love what Estelle did, and the thing is, this is like why I can't be mad at the book, like even though it frustrates me sometimes, because, so yeah, my camera cut out. But Portland, I loved what Estelle did there. I don't know whether it was intentional or whether she got to the third book and I was like, oh wait, maybe I should take them back to Portland. But I loved, if it was intentional, how Eden hated Portland in the first couple books, you know, bagging on it every 5 seconds. And then she figures out Tyler's there and she goes back there and she starts falling back in love with it. And it just shows how much she's grown and how much she appreciates I don't know, the things that she used to have, and I really, really, really loved that part. That was one of my favorite parts of the book, how they ended up back in Portland. And also Amelia, because I was reading Need You, and I was like, wait, what happened to this so-called best friend? Is she out of the picture? Because, like, does this happen? Like, she literally just got replaced, like, by Rachel. And then they went back to Portland, and I was like, if she doesn't call up Amelia, I'm gonna be freaking pissed. Like, who wouldn't do that? And she did, and then Amelia came, and then they're part of the group, and she knows Emily, and it's just all the feels. I love that sense of community in books. That's one of the main things I love in books. When people are friends, and they've got that community, and it's just strong, and I'm a sucker for it. I love it. So I loved how Amelia came back into the story. Because for a while there, I was really convinced that after New York, in Did I Mention I Missed You, they would end up settling in New York because of their great summer there and Need You. But, you know, Portland I'm even happier with, and I'm like, Estelle, she's good. One thing I do want to say though is why I think Estelle Maskame is a really talented writer is because had I not known before that she was a Scottish person and that she has the most Scottish accent in this whole world, I would have totally thought I was reading the words of an American writer. Because to me, I have been to the American mainland once before. I've been to both New York and Los Angeles, so you know where the story is pretty much set up. And it just gave me such American vibes. And she's such a talented writer for being able to do that. So, I mean, good on you, Estelle. I mean, that was really good, so I liked it. I feel like at the beginning of this video, I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. Like, I liked it, but it frustrated me. And then I get into talking about DIMILY, and I'm like, you know what? I actually really liked it. It was really, really cute. And that's how I feel about it. I think it is a YA. I usually, you know, read more like new adult or romance, but I did think it was good. And it was a nice palette cleanser because I'd been reading like new adult for a month non-stop, and it was like all that like sexy time stuff, which, you know, like I love. But it was a good palette cleanser and just like a sweet story, even though it was intense at some times. I mean, it was intense, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it was really cute. So I guess that concludes this video. I hope you had as much fun reading DIMILY as I did. I think it's really good that I've read it now because I feel like it's a staple in YA romance, so I'm glad I've got it off the checklist. And thanks, Estelle, for writing it. I mean, you did a great job. I had cracker of a time reading it, and I mean, at 13 to 16 years old, like I'm 19 now, I probably couldn't write something like that. So I mean, that's amazing. So thank you for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. All my love. See you. Goodbye.